Okay, hi there. We are going to look today at how these Firestarter cubes work compared with some of the other brands that are on the market. There's a ton of them out there, but let's just focus on this one today. There's other, on my channel, you can see in the description below, I've posted some other reviews of some of the other Firestarters, so you can look at those. But make sure you subscribe to my channel to get some other great videos that talk a lot about survival gear and how to use it properly. One of the biggest things is that we all can just stock up on a bunch of gear, but we don't know how to use it. So that's what these videos are designed for. So let's look at today the Zip Firestarter cube and watch how it burns. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take my Bic lighter and we're gonna go ahead and just light the package. You're just gonna take it out and you don't even have to remove it out of the package if you want. So I'm gonna light it and then we're gonna talk about it. So there we go. Oops. There. Okay. So this is the Zip Firestarter cube. You can see this is a little bit bigger than some of the other ones that I've seen that you will see on the market. It's not good or bad or anything, it's just a little bigger. Now, with a bigger flame, or with a bigger cube, you can see a little bit bigger flame. These cubes claim to last 18 minutes, so that is going to be a big differentiator between some of the other ones. Most of the other ones are going to be somewhere around 8 to 12 minutes. The trick here is if I were in a situation, I would break this into 2 or 3 pieces, whatever. That's why I got my handy dandy little butter knife here. You can just take that, do it beforehand, and then individually put them in a plastic bag or whatever. You don't have to put them in here. You don't have to put them in there like you do, but like they're already wrapped. But hey, it's convenient. Whatever you want to do. So I'm going to talk for a little bit as we watch this burn, or else this video would be really, really boring. So it says it lasts up to 18 minutes, and one of the things you can do with these, and we're talking about survival situations here, and this is what these are good for, but you're also going to notice on this package it's going to say that you can use these for barbecuing. So that's, you can put 2 or 3 of these underneath a bed of charcoal and light those, and then that helps ignite, and helps getting that charcoal going. But the main purpose of these things, and when I first started prepping, these were the coolest things. I had never even seen these before, and man, when I kind of became a little bit of a pyromaniac because these are really, really cool. I started burning them and doing these tests like this. As you can see, there's a lot of black smoke coming up on this one, but it's not a big deal. None of these are toxic. But I mean, I wouldn't sit here and like inhale the smoke or anything, but anyways, obviously the key is you want it to burn and be able to start a fire if you're in a survival situation. These, you gotta imagine what these are gonna be used for, because and if you know anything about me, I love to hike, love to fish, camped all my life. I grew up on a cattle ranch, so I'm definitely a country girl. So, this kind of stuff interests me, this whole outdoorsy bushcraft. I mean, that's why I'm in this whole thing. But I'm also concerned, with what's going on in the world today and the pandemic we're in, and we just don't know what's going to happen. So knowing these kind of skills and having these skills and understanding these new ways to start a fire, like if you find yourself stuck out in the middle of a situation and you had to get out of Dodge quickly, and you didn't have much, not having any matches, what would you do? How would you light this? I even have some videos on how to start fires without matches. Do you know how to start a fire? If you didn't even have these, there's all kinds of different situations. So for me, it's not necessarily do these things last a long time. I'm sure this thing lasts 18 minutes. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. It's burning pretty good. It's more of the size of the flame, because if you need to be able to start a fire very quickly with these, and so by now you should have kindling already set aside. You should have leaves, any kind of tinder that you can find wherever that situation allows you. I mean, if you're up in the forest and in the woods and like the high Sierras, I live only 2 hours from Yosemite National Park. I'm really lucky. You know, there's pine needles and pine cones and stuff like that, but that's what I would have used. But I would have gathered that beforehand. Then you have, once you get the tinder going, then you start building your little teepee out of your twigs and stuff that you find on the ground, and then get the twigs going. And so I'll have some more videos on that when they allow us back up to the mountains, because if those of you who don't know, I do live about 45 minutes from where the creek fire started here in California. I'm in Fresno, California, or Clovis, California, which is only 45 minutes from Shaver Lake, which is only about an hour from Big Creek, which is where everything happened. And we just went through some devastating fires, and they're still burning as we speak today. So we said lots of prayers for those people up there, and there's many people who lost their cabins and their homes, and it's been really bad. So I'm actually not looking forward to going back up there because it's going to be pretty ugly. So, but getting back to this, as you can see, this is it's still going, and you know, it's going to last another. I mean, it looks like it's going to last another 5 minutes or so. What I am going to say about this is the trick is, as you notice as I'm talking, this flame is just going down just a little bit, right? So what you want to make sure, again, make sure that you've got either your tinder that's already set aside so that you don't have to go scavenging around. This might be your last fire starting cube, and it's, you know, you could be in deep trouble if you can't get that fire started. So, yeah, but other than that, I mean, again, these things are awesome. I love these things. Throw these in a bug out bag in your hiking bag if you're going hiking. I've got these in my camping box with all my camping stuff. Also in my glove compartment, I've got these. You never know when, you know, you could be driving. I don't know whatever part of the country you live in. I don't have snow here, but we do up in the mountains, but not where I'm at in the valley. But if you live in a place where you're constantly driving through snow and you happen to get in an accident and get off the side of the road and you get stuck in your car for a night, that might be an issue. So, but having something like this where you can easily start a fire to cook some dinner or something like that, these are really good for also. I'm going to do a review on these little camping stoves. I don't know if you've seen those, but they come with, they're called Esbit stoves, and they come with these little fire starting cubes, and you can use those cubes. The stove you can continue to use, but you might run out of the cubes, so you could always use these to heat up the stove, which you could heat up the water, which could put in a freeze-dried food like Mountain House or Wise or something like that, and then you have yourself a nice dinner, whatever it may be. So these can come in handy for so many different things. Obviously warmth is a really big thing as well. You don't want to freeze to death if you find yourself out in the middle of the woods. So, so that's it. I'm gonna let this continue to burn. So yeah, these are pretty awesome. These are one of my favorites. I like these. I think the benefits of Zip fire starter cubes is that they are big, so I can cut them in half. I would personally cut them in half. I wouldn't use the whole one. I mean, as you can see, it's still burning. It's like it's still burning, right? I'm not gonna put you guys through this boring video of watching this burn because it's like watching paint dry, right? It's not too fun. So, but anyways, so it's always kind of neat just to look at them burn. So hopefully that helps you get a little bit better idea of the Zip fire starters, and they're very awesome. And yeah, just check back again for more videos on survival and prepping, and I look forward to